All right. All right. We'll start with the good from today. A 2-0 very...
You're not like Zappa starts with a negative?
No. Cannot speak for my colleague Michael Zapponi. But we'll start with a positive. A 2-0 very convincing win. What went so right today?
Look, I think majority is always attitude, and I think our attitude was spot on. Yes, there were a lot of parts of the game that we probably took to another level today. Our pressing was outstanding. Our organisation was very, very good. I lost count of how many times we won the ball in the front third off a press. It was probably the best all season. Thoroughly deserved the win. We scored 2 goals, 2 nice goals. Potentially could have had at least another one, if not 2. But really pleased. Just a real solid, unified result. It was very, very good.
And you used the words losing count there, and I guess that could also go for your injury list at the moment. Andreas, 18 minutes, grabs his hamstring, immediately off. I guess, firstly, do you have any indication, is it a serious hamstring?
We're not sure, but it's never a good sign when your leg is planted and you get a push. So that's always a little bit dangerous. So he's being assessed now by the doctors. They're having a discussion. So obviously he'll probably go and get scans in tomorrow or the day after and wait and see what happens. It's disappointing because it's got to the point of being so ridiculous. And that was only up to now was only 3, but that was the 4th soft tissue injury. And 3 we had before today is probably normal, quite low. It's all those contact injuries, the knees, the broken ankles, the other ankle injuries. They're the ones that you can't control. You know, when there's soft tissue injuries, we have to look at what we're doing. And as I said, in a 4-month period of pre-season and 2 months of competition, 3 is pretty normal. But now, what's happened today, we have to have another closer look. We've had a look, and as I said, if it's things that we can control, we have to put up a hand up, and if we're doing something wrong, we have to change things. Up to this point, we just felt we haven't done a hell of a lot wrong in terms of the training program and the strength program. It's just one of those things. I've never seen it, to be honest. Especially the contact injuries is ridiculous.
Because, Jonathan just yesterday confirmed that he's going to be out for at least 2 months. As a coach, do you almost just throw up your hands at this point with the rotten running of luck that you're having? Because it sounds like the contact injuries, you can't plan for this.
Joey, the contact ones is difficult to control. You know, if you look at Maxi in training, his boot got stuck in the grass and snapped his ankle. Alessandro Lopane had a knee-to-knee contact and took out a chunk of cartilage out of the front of his knee. Andy Naboo, the knee. Last week, MCL with Jonna. I don't know who else I've missed there. The ones that Jaden Kofsky as well, knee. So they're the ones that really hurt you. The soft tissue, the way we train, if you want intensity in the game, you've got to train a certain way. If you want to be passive and sit back and play on the counter, then you probably do less, I'd say. But we're always pushing over the edge, but also being careful. And it's not dissimilar to what I've done in the past. So, I don't know, walking under ladders, running over a cat. What else? I don't know. The mirror, putting shoes on your table. That's an Italian one. So, look, it is frustrating as hell. But, as I said, the younger players who have come in, we had a hell of a lot of inexperience in that front line today. Harry got his first goal. Benny Mazzola hasn't played a hell of a lot since last year. He did a decent job for us. Arion, who's been in and out, did a decent job for us. The other boys who came on did a very good job for us. And it's all about, for me, it's all about attitude. And because, you know, you can have an inexperienced side, but, you know, the grit, the hunger, being brave, all those things, you put that together, anything's possible. Anything's possible.
So I guess, you know, with 6 to 7 of your best players out today, and your starting lineup, there was, I think, more than 50% of your starting lineup was 23 or younger. The bench was an average age of 19, and to put out the performance, I mean, I know Wellington aren't travelling as well as they would like, but where does that rank in terms of the?
I think that was one of our better performances this year in terms of what we want to do. We want to press high. We want to be aggressive. All those aspects of our game today it really was exceptional. And boys, we only got back from Central Coast on New Year's Day. We had a very light session yesterday, so for them to back up like that in such a short space of time with travel, I'm super proud of the boys. They, you know, as frustrated as everyone is, like we said, with the injuries, it doesn't faze them. They know they're going on there. They don't mind if the kids are in the team, as long as they're giving everything they possibly can. And the kids are trying to learn that as well. They're learning how to hurt. They're learning how to train hard. And it's all part of it. It's going to take a little bit of time, but, you know, I think I've said it before. There's a fly's killing me as well. It is. So look, they've got a bit of work to do, but having a positive attitude, the will to work, listen. So far, they're doing well, and I could imagine in 2 years' time, the growth in these kids.
What does it do for the belief and the confidence of this team to ride out this crisis? Let's call it what it is. It is an injury crisis, but you're 5 games unbeaten. Right now, you're third on the ladder. I mean, what does that do for the belief and the confidence of the players?
I think what was important, even in the last weeks, is that there is absolutely zero doubt that we can go onto the pitch and win. It doesn't matter who's on the pitch, doesn't matter who it's against. There is zero doubt, and I think that's positive. And of course, when you're having decent results and you're winning, all of a sudden you get momentum. You know, you get your back up and everything's going well. But look, we still got to be mindful. You know, there's it's only around the corner you get the slap in the face. So enjoy it. We're going to enjoy it now. We're going to go upstairs on the opposite side of the stadium and have something to eat, something to drink, and then recover. And again, we've got a short break before we play Western United on Tuesday.
Aurelio, you just talked about slaps in the face when you're not expecting them. For all your dominance there, you're still only 1 up, you know, with 7 or 8 minutes to go or whatever. Was there any point you thought, or you got nervous, or were Wellington just offering so little really and you were so dominant that you thought it was inevitable a second would come?
I think the last 3 games we played, the 1-1 draws, we've had dominant first halves and we faded in the second half. Last game against Central Coast, same sort of thing. And when they get momentum, it's always difficult to stop. We're always on the edge when we're 1-0 up, and we have been in those last 3 games because we've been dominant enough to score a second or a third, and when we don't, then we're going to be vulnerable for those moments. But I think today was a little bit different. We sort of prepared them mentally for those moments at half-time because we said we needed the second goal just to give us a bit of breathing room. And it came late, but I don't think we were that much under pressure that, you know, we were sweating and defending too much into our own box. In saying that, last year we played Wellington here and we won 1-0, and again it was a dominant performance, and right at the death, Costa had a 1-on-1 with the keeper which he pushed wide. So yes, there are moments that can happen. So that's why it's extremely important to get a second goal.
To have a couple of teenagers involved in the lead up of that second goal, really impressive.
Yeah, nice. Yep.
So kind of like emblematic of where you're at right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, look, those guys there, I said, they're quality players and they're still learning. And Cavion's made the pass into Stevie into Mikey with a little flick behind his back. And Mikey's got those sort of qualities. He's a real inside-the-box type player. I know he had a shot from outside the box, probably way past his distance, but he's more the guy who's tricky inside the box and things like that. And you can't teach that. That's just natural ability. But those guys, if they keep working, keep listening, keep believing, I think they've got a big future.
Doesn't get any easier, mate, because you got 4-day break before Western United and then another 4-day break before Brisbane Roar. I guess firstly, beyond Andreas, any injury concerns coming out of this game, and dare I ask, anybody coming back for those games?
Not that I know anyone's coming back. Probably Lecky. Maybe Lecky for Brisbane Roar, but it'll be touch and go. Touch and go. I can't think anyone else. Pedge? No. Maybe Lex. Yeah, it's as much as it's a beautiful part of the year and the season. People on holidays and lots of games. It is pretty tough, especially when you've got a thin squad. So we got to recover as best as we possibly can and get ourselves up for. Again, it's a big game against Western United. They're never easy. Those games are. Both teams want to go hard at each other, so it'll be no different on Tuesday.
Beyond Andreas, no other injury concerns?
No, not that I know of, and I'm pretty confident there's no one else from today. Thank you, guys.